Hey everybody, I am back and very excited to share this dream that the Lord shared with me just yesterday morning. The same night we had the lunar eclipse on May 15th into May 16th. When I went to sleep that night after I watched the whole lunar eclipse phase, I had this dream, and the timing of it was so it just has to be God. Like it's the only way I can explain it. I know I'm not alone on the whole believing in the pre-tribulation rapture. I know many believe in a post-tribulation rapture, that we're all going through tribulation. And I just want to say, I'm not here to be dogmatic or say, I'm right and anyone's wrong. All I'm here to say is I trust the Lord. So regardless if he raptures us before tribulation, or if it's his will for us to go through tribulation, I know it's going to work out in the end. That's how much faith I have in the Lord. He's loyal, he's faithful, and he's going to see us through the finish line. So, but I am on the side that does believe in a pre-tribulation rapture. Even before I started having these dreams, I believed in a pre-tribulation rapture, and then the Lord started giving me dreams as of this year, January 24th being my first one. It's just like confirmation that the rapture is coming soon. At least that's how I'm taking it. I don't want to, I pray that I'm not being deceived, or I'm not, deceiving myself or nothing like that. But I can't deny what the Lord has shown me and what he's placed in my spirit. So I'm starting to rant already. Please forgive me. I am just very excited. So try to get right into it. So a couple nights ago, we all know we had the lunar eclipse on May 15th into May 16th. And because of my very first dream on January 24th of this year with the blood moon, and where if you watch that video on my page, I said that I saw a world above me and I was shot somewhere. I was transported somewhere like really quick. It literally was like in the blink of an eye. And then the rest of my dream started taking its course. So I always looked at that like it was symbolic of a rapture, but there was still that little bit of a sort of a question mark as to if that was that or not. So I believe it was, but I'm not 100% sure. But this dream right here that I'm about to get into, I can say for certain was a rapture dream with all of my soul. And like I said, when I was outside a couple nights ago watching the whole lunar eclipse, I was hoping, as many of us were, that the Lord was going to take us up. I know it was a possibility that it may not happen because we don't know the day nor the hour, but we are to be on watch, when we're aware that we're in the season, and this is definitely the season. So I after I watched the whole phase and whatnot, we weren't raptured, obviously, and whatnot. I went back into my house, and I trust the Lord so much, like I said. But if I'm being as transparent as possible and as honest as possible, because I desire, as many of us do, to be with the Lord so much, I especially after what He's shown me, like I just want to be with the Lord. Like I'm kind of over this, I admire His creation. This world is beautiful, but there's so much wickedness and evil in this world. I know that this is not our final destination. So, after the lunar eclipse, I went back into my house, and it was about close to like 2 a.m. or something like that. I prayed for a good, I just prayed before I went to sleep. And, I just laid it all, I just put it all before the Lord. I told Him I was just as transparent as possible, because we all know the Lord knows us better than we know ourselves. So He already knew that I was, the human side of me, my flesh was a bit, discouraged or whatnot, or a bit weary, because we weren't caught up like we were hoping to be and praying to be. So I know that the Lord already knew that I was, a bit discouraged or whatnot, even though I still trust Him. But the same night, that night I went to sleep, I woke up from this rapture dream, and it was just, the timing of it was so perfect, because the night before I was anticipating being raptured, and even though we weren't, I had this rapture dream the same night I went to sleep. I hope I'm not ranting. I'm kind of feel like I'm all over the place already, but I hope that y'all are keeping up or whatever. So I'll get right into it. But I do want to say one thing before I start reading this. As I was outside that night and I was watching the whole phase of the lunar eclipse, I was on I don't know if any of you are familiar with Cloud9 Blessings channel. She was doing a live stream of the whole lunar eclipse, and on YouTube, and we was in the chat, and we were all just just talking about everything and just encouraging one another, and it was just great to be in like a chat room with like-minded people who are just so excited to be with the Lord as I am. So it, it's a couple things, and I'll get to them once I start reading all this. But there's a couple things that happened that same night where we were on that live stream in the chat that connected to this dream. So it was just, I don't even know how to really let me just get into it. All right, so I'm just gonna read all this. So from what I remember, this dream starts off with me and my friend outside of the apartment that I live in right now, this same apartment that I'm in right now. And we were watching the full moon, and we were just watching the sky. I was talking to my friend about the rapture, and in this dream, I remember thinking how I need to write a letter or a few to leave behind in my apartment so that those who are left behind will know we were taken by the Lord and not abducted by aliens slash fallen angels, because I believe them to be fallen angels, as many do. So this is the part that was so significant to me, because I had never thought to do this until someone in that chat on that live stream the night of the lunar eclipse actually mentioned it. And I don't have his name or whatnot, but someone in the chat had mentioned how we should write letters and to leave them in our house in case we're raptured, so that those who are left behind, when people come to our house, and I believe that the government or whatever is going to try to spin it and make the people think that we were abducted by aliens, when that's not what happened. We were really taken by the Lord. So I had never thought that, but in this dream, the same night I had this dream, I said all of this, which is just so, I don't know, it was just so crazy. So, like I said, I remember thinking how I need to write a letter or a few to leave in my apartment so that those who are left behind will know we were taken by the Lord and not abducted by aliens or fallen angels. As I began to think this, I looked up, and right next to the moon was the fish symbol. If y'all are familiar with the fish symbol that the early Christians would use to recognize one another when they were being persecuted, where it's like the arch and the arch, it's like two arches or whatnot. You could just Google it, like just type in the Christian fish symbol and it'll pop up if you haven't seen it before. So I looked up, and right next to the moon was the fish symbol that the early Christians would use to recognize one another when they were being persecuted by the Romans. And I saw it in white lights, and they were shining like Christmas lights. Like they were just flashing like Christmas lights. And where am I at? I then started running and shouting in my neighborhood because I knew what was about to happen. I was literally filled with joy for what I knew was about to happen. I remember, sorry. I remember my friend telling me to calm down or stop yelling because it was so late, but I could not help myself. I then remember I started praying that all of my family and friends would be caught up as well, so we could all be with the Lord in the air. Right after me praying, I then saw a figure in the sky that resembled a man. Now, which I'm going to read the rest, but just real quick, I knew it was Jesus, and he didn't shine off this light, this blinding light that like we think of, when we think of him coming in his full glory and whatnot. I just saw like a figure of a man, and he was like descending slowly, and he sort of like stopped like midair, not too far from like the level that like the moon was. He was kind of near the moon or whatnot, sort of. But I knew it was Jesus. And all right, so saw a man slowly descending into the night sky. I knew it was Jesus, but I could not get a clear look at what he looked like or what he wore, as it was night and cloudy a bit. he wasn't shining off this bright light. It was almost as if he wasn't allowing me to see his full glory just yet. And that's kind of how I took it in the dream. It was like I knew it was him, but it was like I couldn't see his full glory just yet until I was, going to be caught up in the sky with him. So it's a bit hard to explain. I even wrote that down. I said, it's a bit hard to explain, but I knew it was Jesus and that he was about to take us home. My friend that was with me saw everything that was happening, and I remember saying repeatedly that this was the moment and that we were about to be raptured. I remember still thinking of my family and friends, hoping they'd be caught up too. I then remember saying about 3 times to my friend that the ground was about to shake any second now. I said it repeatedly. I was like, the ground is about to start shaking. I think the ground is about to tremble or something like that. I said it like 3 times. And right after I finished saying that to my friend, I began to feel my spirit literally lift out of my body. And for about 3 to 4 seconds, I was ascending into the sky. I was being raptured. Now, I know, with, the Bible says that he's going to come like a thief in the night, and it'll happen in the twinkling of an eye. So when I go back to my very first dream with the blood moon, that happened so quick. I was shot somewhere. So that was like the twinkling of an eye. But remember, like I said, I still sort of had that question mark in the back of my head. Like, was that a rapture? Was that symbolic of a rapture? But this is why I'm certain this was the rapture, because I literally felt my spirit lifting out of my body, and it literally lasted for about 3 to 4 seconds. I was ascending into the sky. I was being raptured. The higher I got, I began to hear what I believe was heavenly music being played. It was like, so I was being lifted in the air. It lasted for about 3 to 4 seconds. And like that last second, I started hearing these tunes being played. And I can only just translate it as heavenly music. Like it was music in heaven. But right before, okay, so the higher I got, I began hearing what I believe was heavenly music being played. And it was beautiful. But before I felt myself about to officially cross over and be with the Lord, I woke up. And that was my dream. It was just so detailed, like, and if you only knew how excited I was and how much I was looking forward to being caught up the night of the lunar eclipse because of what the Lord has shown me in my other dream. Like I said, I was a bit weary, a bit discouraged, just a bit discouraged, if I'm being honest, that we weren't. But this right here, this got the fire back burning in me. Like it's like the best way I can explain it. It's like once I had this, it just reassured me that we are right on the cusp of it. Like it's gonna happen. I really took it, and once I woke up from it, I took it as if literally as the Lord saying, just be patient. You're on the right track, but just be patient. It's gonna happen. Be still and wait on the Lord. But the rapture is going to happen. It's gonna happen. Just keep the faith. Share this with people and encourage one another. Just keep staying focused. Don't be distracted by all of these worldly things and everything that's going on in the world. Be still, trust in the Lord, and know that he is God. And I was so reassured once I woke up. And this was, like I said, this was the first dream. If you go on my page, I shared all of my other dreams from the Lord, but this is the first dream that I can say for certain was a rapture dream. And the timing of it, the same night of the lunar eclipse when I was hoping to be caught up, the fact that he would give me a rapture dream that very same night I went to sleep, it was I'm just laughing because the Lord is he's just so wonderful. Like I'm starting to rant again, but I don't really know where I'm trying to go with this, but I just wanted to share this and encourage one another. Please don't be discouraged for everyone that was, watching and waiting on the Lord a couple nights ago on the night of the lunar eclipse. The Lord shared with me that it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen on God's timing, and his timing is so much better than our timing. So don't be discouraged. Keep the faith, and all those that endure to the end shall be saved. All those that call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So yes, please leave any comments if you want, any other interpretations if you want in the comments, and share this with as many people as possible, because Jesus is coming soon for us. He's coming soon. He's coming soon. He's coming soon. God bless you all. Please keep the faith. Keep encouraging one another. And just keep your faith in the Lord. And he will carry you through the finish line. I'll talk to you all later. If I have any other dreams or visions, like I said, I'll share them all on this page. But this was my rapture dream. This was my very first rapture dream. And yes, I never really know how to end my videos, but I'll just, God bless you all. I may be back if the Lord shares anything else with me. I'll talk to you all soon.